Welcome to the Deep Dive, where our mission is, well, to cut through all that digital noise and really deliver insights that help you grow smarter.
Yeah, get straight to the point.
Exactly. Today, we're tackling something that's just absolutely crucial for any business owner trying to navigate the online landscape. How do you make sure your ideal customers can actually find you, amongst all the competition?
It's a big question.
It is. We're going on a deep dive into the most effective SEO practices, search engine optimization, the strategies that genuinely improve your visibility and rankings. Our goal isn't just to, list tactics, but to make them really accessible and actionable for you, whether you're running a niche service or maybe scaling an e-commerce brand or even just building your personal brand online. It's not just about showing up, right?
No, definitely not.
It's about showing up smart and connecting with the right people at the right time.
That's spot on. In this, let's face it, increasingly noisy digital world, visibility isn't just a nice to have anymore. It's foundational.
Right. Survival, almost.
Yeah, for survival and growth. But, as we'll explore today, climbing that search engine results page, the SRRP, as we often call it, it isn't really about trying to outsmart the algorithm or, trick it anymore.
Those days are kind of gone.
They really are. It's fundamentally about building a better, more helpful, and frankly, more trustworthy experience for your potential customers. Think about it. Google's core mission, what they always say, is to deliver the most relevant and helpful content to its users.
Makes sense.
So if your content genuinely serves that purpose, if it truly solves a user's problem or answers their question really comprehensively, well, you're already on the winning path. You're aligned with Google. And here's the best part.
Yeah.
These aren't, super exclusive strategies just for tech gurus or these massive corporations with huge budgets. These are practical, impactful tactics. They're designed to help business owners at pretty much any level show up where it matters most. It lets you focus on what you do best while your online presence works hard for you, like 2 or 4 S's.
Yeah. Okay, let's unpack this then. We're going to start with what's known as on-page SEO. So this refers to all the optimizations you can make directly on your website itself to improve its search engine ranking. Think of these as the fundamental building blocks, the very foundation of your online storefront. They're designed to make it inviting and understandable to both search engines and your future customers.
Exactly. Before you even start thinking about external factors, links coming in or what people are saying about you elsewhere, you have to ensure your own digital storefront is meticulously organized and optimized.
Got it. Your own house in order first.
Precisely. If Google's crawlers,
Yeah.
those automated bots that go around indexing the internet, if they can't easily find, understand, and categorize your content, then your potential customers won't be able to either. It's really about making your site as crystal clear and valuable as possible for both the algorithms, yeah, but maybe more importantly for the humans visiting.
Right. The actual people.
Yeah. It's truly like setting up a physical retail store. You wouldn't just, haphazardly throw products onto shelves, right?
No, chaos.
Total chaos. You'd organize them logically, label the aisles clearly, make sure there's a smooth flow so customers can just effortlessly find exactly what they need. On-page SEO. It's basically that same level of intentional organization, clear labeling, and user-centric presentation, just, for your digital space.
And when we talk about organization, it really all begins with knowing what your customers are looking for in the first place. That brings us to our first on-page strategy, using relevant, intent-driven keywords. And this isn't just about picking popular words. It's about choosing phrases that truly reflect what your ideal customers are actually searching for with a specific purpose in mind.
This is where it gets really interesting because the real game changer in understanding keywords isn't just chasing the highest search volume anymore. That's kind of old school thinking. It's about truly understanding the user intent behind those searches. It's not just about getting any traffic. It's about attracting the right traffic. People who are looking for exactly what you offer, Those who are genuinely ready to engage or learn or maybe even make a purchase.
So different kinds of intent.
Exactly. Think about it. There are different types, like informational intent. Someone searching how to fix a leaky faucet. They're not looking to buy a faucet right then, are they?
They need help. A guide.
Right. They want a guide or a tutorial. Then there's navigational intent. Someone searches for Amazon. Pretty clear they just want to go straight to Amazon's website.
Yep.
Then you've got transactional intent. A search like buy noise-canceling headphones, that signals pretty clearly a desire to purchase right away.
Ready to buy.
Ready to buy. And then there's commercial investigation intent. Phrases like best noise-canceling headphones reviews, That tells you someone's researching before a purchase, they're comparing options.
Okay, so Google understands these differences.
Oh, absolutely. Google's advanced AI, through algorithms like BERT and MUM, it's become incredibly sophisticated. It's not just matching words anymore, it's interpreting the context and even the unspoken need behind the search query.
Wow.
Yeah. So, for instance, if someone searches best hiking boots for wide feet, they're not just looking for generic hiking boots. They need a very specific solution. And a truly optimized page wouldn't just mention hiking boots, it would cater to that precise need, maybe even comparing different brands or models specifically designed for wider feet.
So being super specific helps.
Massively. And tools like Google Keyword Planner or others like RFs or SEMrush, they're essential here. They let you explore not just the popularity of terms, but also related phrases, long tail keywords, those are the longer, more specific queries, and also the competitive landscape. It helps you unearth those high intent, often lower competition phrases that connect directly with your audience's precise needs. That significantly improves your chances of ranking.
So much more targeted approach.
Exactly. Less wasted effort, more qualified leads flowing straight to your business.
Okay, so once you've strategically picked those keywords, where do they actually, show up first? And how do we make them really count?
Oh, good question.
That leads us to the critical importance of your title tag and what we call front-loading your keywords. Your title tag, that clickable blue headline you see at the very top of every Google search result. That's your first impression.
It really is your digital signboard.
Totally. And it needs to be short, catchy, and critically include your primary keyword right there at the beginning.
And that keyword placement, it's absolutely crucial. It's not just for the algorithms. It immediately tells both the search engines and, maybe more importantly, the human readers what the page is actually about.
Like a clear signpost.
Exactly. Think of it as a clear signpost in a really crowded digital marketplace. When someone's quickly scanning search results, and let's be honest, we all scan their eyes naturally gravitate to the first few words of each listing. So if your core topic or offering is right there at the start, it registers much faster, much more effectively. It signals immediate relevance. For example, a title like handmade jewelry. Unique gifts for all occasions is way more effective than flipping it to unique gifts for all occasions, handmade jewelry.
Why is that?
Because handmade jewelry immediately identifies the product. It grabs the attention of someone specifically looking for that. And the shorter length you really want to aim for, under 60 characters, that also ensures your message isn't cut off in the search results. You want users to get a complete, compelling snapshot of your page's content without needing to guess or click through just to find out what it is.
So clarity, immediate relevance, setting expectations.
You got it, before they even visit your site.
And just below that title, you have the meta description, that little snippet of text that appears under the title tag in the search results.
Yeah.
Now, you said it might not directly impact ranking.
Technically, yeah. Google says it doesn't directly influence rankings per se.
Okay, but it's undeniably your chance to sell the click, right? It's a really powerful opportunity to entice someone to actually come to your page over all the others.
What's truly fascinating about the meta description is that it functions almost like a micro advertisement for your page. It's your shot, really, to quickly communicate the benefit of clicking through. You want to answer that fundamental user question. What will I learn? What problem will this solve? What unique value am I going to get by visiting this page?
Right. What's in it for me?
Exactly. What's in it for them? So for an e-commerce store, a meta description like, shop our latest collection of sustainable fashion for a stylish, eco-conscious wardrobe that truly makes a difference. That's way more compelling than just a generic list of products like, I don't know, dresses, shirts, pants, skirts.
Much more engaging.
Totally. The compelling description sets clear expectations, it highlights a tangible benefit, and it motivates the user to click because it speaks directly to their potential desire, maybe for style and sustainability in this case. This concise text block, ideally between 150 to 160 characters, so it displays fully on the Ezra pack, is your chance to communicate your unique selling proposition effectively. Give them a reason to choose your page. It's about conversion, really, not just visibility.
Okay, so we've talked about keywords, titles, subscriptions,
Yeah.
individual page elements. But what about the site as a whole? Making it easy for both users and the search engine bots to navigate your site seems crucial.
Absolutely crucial.
This means having a clean, intuitive site structure and also a comprehensive sitemap. We often talk about the 3-click rule, the idea that users should be able to find pretty much anything they need within 3 clicks from your homepage.
Oh,
Is that still relevant?
it's a great guideline, yeah. If we connect this to the bigger picture, a clear, logical site structure is like having a meticulously organized library,
Right.
or maybe like a well-designed retail space we mentioned earlier. It's easy for human visitors to browse, explore, find exactly what they're looking for, and it's also easy for the search engine librarians, those bots crawling your site, to understand what your site contains, how all the information is related, and which pages are most important. Well-defined categories, logical subcategories, intuitive navigation menus, they all contribute to this.
And that helps Google.
Yeah, it helps search engines efficiently allocate their crawl budget. That's basically the amount of time and resources they're willing to spend crawling your site, a disorganized site. It just wastes that budget, meaning important pages might get overlooked entirely.
Ah, okay. And the sitemap.
So the sitemap acts as a detailed map specifically for those bots. It helps them discover all your important pages, even the ones that might not be directly linked from your main navigation or homepage.
Yeah.
It ensures nothing gets missed during their crawling process.
And the 3-click rule, is it just for SEO?
Not at all. It's profoundly about user experience. Think about it. A frustrated user who can't find what they need quickly, they're just going to leave. They'll hit the back button.
Yeah, I know I would.
Right. That leads to a higher bounce rate. A positive user experience, on the other hand, signaled by things like longer time on site, lower bounce rates, more page views, that ultimately influences how Google perceives your site's value. It shows you respect your visitors' time and effort, and that's a signal Google really prioritizes.
Okay, makes sense. And speaking of clarity, your website's URLs, the actual web addresses, they also play a role, right? Even if it's subtle.
They do, yeah.
They should be short, descriptive, include keywords, use hyphens instead of underscores, and generally stick with subfolders, not subdomains. Can you unpack that a bit?
Sure. These seemingly small details for something as technical as a URL actually carry, well, pretty significant weight. A clean, readable URL like yourwebsite.com/CEO day tips for dash small business is just far more intuitive and memorable for users than something cryptic like yourwebsite.com /top blog.id 123 and cat 45.
Right. Definitely more readable.
And that readability isn't just for people. It also gives search engines immediate, clear context about the page's content before they even fully crawl it. It signals its relevance right away.
Okay, and the hyphens versus underscores thing.
Yeah, that's a common one. Google reads hyphens as word separators, so SEO tips is seen as two words, SEO and tips. This helps Google understand the individual words and the overall topic. Underscores, on the other hand, can sometimes be interpreted as connecting words together, making it harder for Google to parse the distinct terms. So SEO tips might be seen as one long word.
Ah, interesting detail. And subfolders over subdomains.
Right. So there's a pretty strong preference, generally, for subfolders like yourdomain.com with blog topic over separate subdomains like blog.yourdomain.com, because search engines often treat subdomains as somewhat distinct entities. This can dilute the overall authority and the SEO value, the link juice, that accumulates on your primary domain. Subfolders, however, consolidate that authority, making your main domain stronger as a whole. These seemingly minor choices, they all cumulatively contribute to your site's search visibility and its user-friendliness.
Okay.
They just paint a clearer picture for both bots and humans.
Got it. Okay, another powerful on-page tool you mentioned is internal linking. This means linking to relevant internal pages within your own site using keyword-rich anchor text. That's the clickable text itself, right?
Exactly.
And you said this isn't just about helping people navigate. It's a really profound SEO strategy.
Yeah.
How does that work?
It's truly fascinating how internal linking works on multiple levels. It boosts both SEO and the user experience. When you link from one page to another within your own site, especially using relevant keyword-rich anchor text, you're essentially telling Google two key things. First, that the page you're linking to is important. And second, that it's highly relevant to the specific keyword used in that anchor text. So, for example, if you have a blog post about pet nutrition, and you link the phrase organic dog food directly to your product page featuring organic dog food, you're sending a strong signal to Google that this product page is highly relevant for that specific term, organic dog food.
Okay, so it reinforces relevance.
Precisely. This practice also helps the search engine bots discover and index more of your content more efficiently. It helps distribute what we call link equity or page rank across your entire site, making sure that value flows between your pages.
And for the user?
Well, beyond the technical SEO stuff, internal linking creates a much smoother, more seamless content journey for your users. They can easily dive deeper into related topics you've covered, discover relevant products, learn more about services. It keeps them engaged on your site for longer.
Right. Clicking around, exploring more.
Exactly. And that increased dwell time, that reduced bounce rate. Those are positive signals to Google. Think of it like creating this rich, interconnected web of knowledge right there on your own domain. Visitors can explore your expertise organically, which ultimately enhances both their experience and your site's overall SEO performance.
Now, this next point might seem a bit counterintuitive, especially for business owners who want to keep people on their site. You mentioned using outbound links, linking out to trusted sources. It might feel like you're sending users away, but you're saying linking to reputable, trusted external sites actually signals quality and relevance to Google. How does that work?
Yeah, this often raises a really important question. Why would Google possibly reward you for potentially sending users away from your own site? Seems weird,
A
right?
little bit, yeah.
The core reason is about establishing your content's credibility and demonstrating that you're a responsible participant in the broader digital conversation. Think of it like a well-researched academic paper or a meticulously fact-checked news article. Just as citing your sources in a research paper lends immense credibility to your arguments, linking out to authoritative external resources, maybe it's a university study, a government website, a leading industry research paper, or a highly respected news outlet, it enhances your own content's trustworthiness.
So it backs up your claims.
Exactly. It
Yeah.
signals to Google that you're providing comprehensive, well-supported, and reliable answers to a user's query rather than just, pulling information out of thin air or making stuff up.
Right. It shows you did your homework.
Precisely. This outward linking contributes significantly to your site's perceived authority and quality. It aligns really well with Google's EEAT guidelines. That's experience, expertise, authoritativeness, trustworthiness. It shows your content isn't just insular. It's part of a larger authoritative ecosystem of information. And, when you do it correctly, typically by setting those external links to open in a new tab so the user stays on your site too.
Yep.
It actually improves the user experience by offering additional valuable context while simultaneously boosting your own SEO standing. It's about being a good digital citizen, really, and contributing to the overall quality of information online.
Okay, this next one you flagged as absolutely critical, and I know it trips up even established businesses. Page speed. Slow pages don't just hurt rankings, they directly impact conversions. You said aim for under 2.5 seconds. That sounds fast.
It is fast, and it's where the rubber truly meets the road for user experience, which, as we've said, Google prioritizes above almost everything else. Just imagine this common scenario. We've all been there. You click a link and the page just sits there. Loading.
Oh, yeah. Hit the back button.
Exactly. Most people will hit the back button within just a few seconds out of sheer frustration. Google knows this behavior all too well. Slow load times lead directly to higher bounce rates users leaving your site immediately. And that's a strong negative signal. It tells Google your site isn't providing a good, efficient user experience, and that, in turn, significantly impacts your rankings.
So it's not just annoying, it actively hurts your SEO.
Actively hurts it. And beyond just bounce rate, Google specifically measures page experience through something called Core Web Vitals. These aren't just abstract concepts, they are real measurable metrics.
Okay, like what?
There are three main ones. First, largest contentful paint, LCP. Basically, how long it takes for the biggest piece of content on your page, usually an image or a block of text, to become visible. You want that under 2.5 seconds.
Okay.
Second, first input delay, FID. This measures how long it takes for your page to respond when a user first interacts with it, like clicking a button or tapping a link. You want that under 100 milliseconds, super quick.
Okay.
And third, cumulative layout shift, CLS. This measures how much the content on your page unexpectedly shifts around while it's loading. You know when you go to click something and suddenly it moves?
Drives me crazy.
Exactly, that's CLS. You want a CLS score of 0.1 or less, meaning minimal shifting. Optimizing for these isn't just about improving your SEO score, it's about making sure your site feels snappy, responsive, and reliable from the second a user clicks. That directly impacts their likelihood to stay, engage, and convert.
So what can businesses actually do to speed things up?
There are practical steps.
Yeah.
Compressing images significantly without losing quality, using modern formats like WebP or AVIF helps a lot. Implementing lazy loading, where images and other heavy media only load when they're about to scroll into view rather than all at once.
Okay.
Optimizing your server response time, which often means investing in fast, reliable hosting,
Hmm.
and leveraging browser caching so returning visitors load the page much faster. These aren't just technical fixes, they are direct improvements to both your SEO performance and, crucially, your customer's journey.
Okay. Definitely something to prioritize. So
Yeah.
finally, for on-page SEO, and you said this is really the ultimate strategy,
Mm.
creating genuinely helpful, high-quality content. It sounds almost too simple, maybe. Write for people first. Be clear, useful, original. Is it often overlooked?
I think it sometimes gets overlooked in the rush to optimize everything else, yeah. But if we connect this to the bigger picture, this is the absolute bedrock of all other SEO efforts, both on-page and off-page. As we keep saying, Google's core mission is to serve helpful content.
Right.
So when your content is truly valuable, truly original, comprehensive, and it genuinely addresses user needs with depth and clarity, well, it's naturally more likely to be found, it's more likely to be shared on social media, it's more likely to be linked to by other reputable sites, and ultimately it's more likely to be ranked well by search engines. Why? Because it's fulfilling that fundamental mission.
It's giving Google what it wants to give users.
Exactly. It's about providing real answers, solving tangible problems, offering unique perspectives, delivering practical solutions, not just, stuffing keywords everywhere or merely rephrasing what everyone else is already saying.
So really digging deep on topics.
Yeah, think about a common user problem or question in your specific industry, and then challenge yourself. How can I create the absolute best, most comprehensive, most user-friendly piece of content out there to solve it? This is where your unique insights, your industry expertise, your authentic voice, that all truly shines. When you create content that genuinely helps people, you're not just optimizing for an algorithm. You're building trust, you're establishing authority, and you're cultivating a loyal audience. And those are the ultimate drivers of sustainable online success. This commitment to quality content, it's the rising tide that lifts all your other SEO boats.
That's a great way to put it. Okay, so we've covered a lot on what you can do on your site to optimize it, getting that digital storefront foundation really solid.
Yeah.
Now let's shift our focus to off-page SEO.
Right.
These are activities that happen outside your actual website, but they significantly build your online authority, your credibility, and your overall reputation. They essentially tell the internet and Google that your site is important and trustworthy.
Exactly. Think of off-page SEO as like building your reputation out in the wider digital community. It's all about sending strong, authentic signals to search engines that your website is trustworthy, it's relevant, and it's respected by others in your industry. These external endorsements are incredibly powerful.
Why so powerful?
Because they act as third-party validators. It's like getting glowing reviews or heartfelt testimonials for a physical business. When another reputable site links to yours or shares your content or mentions your brand positively, it indicates that others find your content valuable enough to reference, and that profoundly boosts your overall authority and consequently your search engine rankings. It's about building this web of trust across the internet.
Okay, so where do we start with building that external reputation?
Well, one of the simplest but often overlooked first steps you should take is submitting your site directly to the search engines.
Right, you mentioned this earlier. Don't just wait for their bots to find you. Be proactive. Use tools like Google Search Console and Bing Webmaster Tools to make sure they know you exist.
It's truly like formally introducing your website to the main search engines. You're basically saying, hey, I'm here, I've got valuable content, come check me out. Now, sure, search engine bots will eventually find your site through links across the internet, but direct submission significantly accelerates that process.
Especially for new sites.
Especially for brand new websites, or maybe when you've just launched a substantial amount of new content. By submitting your sitemap, which remember is that detailed map of your site via tools like Google Search Console, you're giving Google a clear, comprehensive list of all the pages on your site you want them to crawl and index. This proactive step ensures your new content gets discovered and indexed much, much faster. It makes it available in search results significantly sooner than if you just waited for organic discovery.
So taking control, being efficient.
Exactly.
Right.
Making sure your site is on their radar immediately and effectively, minimizing that lag time where your valuable content just sits undiscovered.
Okay, makes sense. Now, for any business with a physical location or maybe a specific service area, this next one you said is absolutely huge. Listing your business in local directories.
Huge. Foundational for local SEO.
And the key here rest is making sure your name, address, and phone, the NAP information, is perfectly consistent across all of them. Why is that consistency so vital?
It really boils down to trust and confidence for Google. When Google sees your business name, your address, and your phone number listed identically and accurately across multiple credible online directories, think Google Business Profile, which is paramount.
Gotta have that one right.
Absolutely. But also Yelp, Yellow Pages, TripAdvisor, maybe relevant industry-specific directories. When it sees that consistency, it builds powerful trust signals. These consistent citations, as they're called, they essentially act as this chorus of voices, all confirming your business details.
So Google likes agreement.
It does. For local search queries like coffee shop near me or plumber in your city name, Google wants to present the most accurate and reliable options possible. If your information is scattered or inconsistent, or has even slight variations like using street on one site and saint on another, or different phone number formats, Google might be less confident in the veracity of your business information. That lack of confidence will significantly impact your visibility to local customers searching right in their area. It could push your business down the rankings or even exclude it from that coveted local pack, the map result at the top. It's about leaving absolutely no room for doubt about who you are and where you are located.
Got it. Consistency is key for local trust. Okay, moving to social media. We know it can indirectly boost SEO through increased visibility, potential backlinks, content shares.
Full effects, yeah.
Right. And the key here, you emphasize this a lot, is the 80% helpful, 20% promotional rule.
Yeah, that ratio is so important. If we connect this to the bigger picture, it's crucial to understand that social media activity isn't a direct ranking factor for SEO in the way a backlink is. Google isn't directly counting your likes or shares and saying, okay, rank higher.
Okay, so it's indirect.
Totally indirect, but the ripple effects are undeniable and incredibly powerful. When you consistently share valuable, insightful, genuinely helpful content, that's the crucial 80%, it significantly increases your brand's visibility across social platforms. That drives traffic back to your website naturally. And crucially, it makes your content far more likely to be shared by others and even more importantly, linked to by other reputable sites.
So the shares and links are the signals.
Exactly. Those shares and backlinks are direct SEO signals. For instance, if you create this amazing, insightful infographic about industry trends and it goes viral on LinkedIn, that might lead to other industry blogs referencing your original research and linking directly back to your content on your site. That's a powerful backlink earned through social visibility. The remaining 20% of your content can then be promotional, introducing new products, services, offers. And that approach makes your promotional stuff feel earned. It doesn't feel overwhelming or pushy because you've already provided so much value up front.
Builds goodwill first.
Totally. It's about building an engaged community that actually values what you offer, engaging with them authentically. And that engagement naturally translates to broader digital reach and ultimately more organic discovery of your website. Social media is like a strategic amplifier for your helpful content.
Okay, amplifying helpful content. I like that.
Yeah.
Now, using video to drive engagement is another fantastic off-page strategy you mentioned. Video content ranks well, keeps users engaged longer. Think tutorials, product walkthroughs, maybe founder insights, shared on platforms like YouTube, and then embedded on your site.
This is where it gets really interesting for boosting engagement and reaching new audiences in a super dynamic way. Video content just captures attention in a way that text often can't. It offers a more dynamic, immersive, and often, frankly, more digestible format for complex information.
True, I often prefer watching a video explanation.
Right. And not only do videos themselves tend to rank well in search results, especially on YouTube, which, let's not forget, is owned by Google and is basically the world's second largest search engine.
Good point.
But embedding those videos directly on your website significantly increases the time users spend on your page. That dwell time we talked about. That's a strong signal to Google about the value and relevance of your content. It indicates users are finding your page useful and engaging, which can positively impact your rankings.
So it helps SEO on your site too.
Definitely. Consider a small business, like that gourmet coffee shop example. They could share a video tutorial on how to brew the perfect pour-over at home, or maybe a cool behind-the-scenes look at their ethical bean sourcing process. These types of videos don't just educate and entertain their audience, they also draw in new viewers from video platforms like YouTube or Vimeo. And when embedded on their blog, these videos encourage visitors to stay longer, consume more content, and build a deeper connection with the brand. It creates this rich multimedia experience that satisfies both the user and the search engine. It's an incredibly powerful way to communicate your brand story and expertise.
Okay, powerful stuff. Now, backlinks, you said they remain one of the strongest, maybe the strongest SEO signals.
Still incredibly important, yeah.
This brings us to earning backlinks through what's often called content PR. You need to earn them by consistently creating genuinely valuable content, reaching out to relevant sites, maybe offering guest posts, publishing data-driven insights. It sounds like work.
It is work, but it's high-value work. What's truly fascinating here is that a backlink is essentially, like was said, a vote of confidence from another website. Google interprets this as a powerful indicator of your content's authority, credibility, and trustworthiness. When a reputable website links to your content, it signals to Google that your page contains valuable, authoritative information on that topic. It's like getting an expert endorsement.
Okay.
Now, content PR goes beyond just asking people, hey, can you link to me? It involves creating content that's so inherently valuable. Maybe it's original research you conducted, a super comprehensive evergreen guide, insightful industry analysis, or maybe compelling, really well-written guest posts for other sites. Content that's so good that other reputable sites naturally want to link to it because it adds significant value to their own content and supports their arguments.
So making content they want to reference.
Exactly. It's also about proactively building genuine relationships with other publishers, influencers, and industry leaders. You demonstrate your expertise, you provide genuine value, and that earns those valuable endorsements organically. This is the complete opposite of like buying links or engaging in manipulative tactics, which can get you severe penalties from Google.
Right. Avoid those shortcuts.
Definitely. The earned approach builds sustainable authority over time. It shows Google that your site is a reliable, trusted source of information that others in your field actually reference and respect. It's about becoming a go-to resource in your niche, authentically.
Okay. Becoming a trusted resource. Our final off-page strategy involves engaging in forums and online communities. So joining conversations on platforms like Reddit, Quora, maybe niche Slack groups.
Where your audience hangs out.
Right. The goal is to answer questions, share insights, and only link back to your site when it's genuinely relevant and provides immense value, not just for self-promotion. How does this help SEO if you're not constantly linking?
Yeah, this often raises an important question for business owners. How does this help SEO if direct links aren't the primary goal? And the answer is, it's fundamentally about establishing yourself and your business as a thought leader and an expert in your field.
Building reputation again.
Exactly. By consistently providing insightful, helpful answers, contributing valuable, non-promotional perspectives in these communities, you build brand awareness, credibility, and trust with a highly engaged audience. You become known as that helpful resource, that person who really knows their stuff.
Okay.
Now, you absolutely should avoid spamming links that'll get you banned fast and just damage your reputation. But this authentic, value-driven engagement can lead to several really powerful indirect SEO benefits.
Like what?
Well, it can result in increased direct traffic to your site, as people who see your helpful answers decide to check out who you are and what you offer. It might also lead to others organically referencing or linking to your valuable resources in their own content because they remember your great answer on Quora or Reddit. It could even lead to people reaching out for collaborations or interviews.
So it creates opportunities.
Exactly. The key is authentic, value-driven engagement. Demonstrate your knowledge, be genuinely helpful. When you become a trusted voice in a community, the SEO benefits, though maybe indirect, are profound and long-lasting. You're building a reputation as a go-to source of reliable information, and that inherently attracts attention and eventually links over time.
That was a lot of fantastic, actionable advice. We've covered both the direct optimizations you make on your site and those external factors that build your authority. Let's try to bring it all to life with a hypothetical. Let's imagine you run Positive Planet. It's a small online business selling eco-friendly pet products.
Okay, I like it. Positive Planet.
Yeah. Organic dog food, sustainable toys, biodegradable waste bags, that kind of thing. How would all these pieces we just talked about fit together for that kind of business to really thrive online?
Okay, great example. So for our eco-friendly pet product business, Positive Planet, let's connect those dots and see how these strategies intertwine for a, smarter and more impactful online presence.
Right.
So on the on-page side, their strategy would kick off with relevant intent-driven keywords. They wouldn't just target broad terms like dog food.
Or generic.
Way too generic. Instead, they'd meticulously research phrases like uh, sustainable dog toys for aggressive chewers, or organic puppy food, no grains, maybe even biodegradable dog waste bags for hiking. These are specific, high-intent queries that signal a really clear need.
Okay.
Then, for their short, catchy title tags, a product page might be titled something like Eco-Friendly Chew Toys, Durable and Sustainable Dog Play. Immediately conveys the product and its core benefit. A blog post title might be Organic Dog Food, Benefits for Your Pup and Planet.
Nice and clear.
Yeah. Their meta descriptions would highlight the unique advantages. Like, discover durable, planet-friendly dog toys made from recycled materials for a happy pup and a healthier Earth shop now. Something that compels the click.
Right. Sell that click.
Exactly. They would ensure their site structure is super intuitive. Make it easy for customers to find products by pet type, dog, cat, material recycled, bamboo, or dietary need, grain-free organic. Clear, easily clickable categories like dog food, cat toys, waste management, and of course, a comprehensive XML sitemap submitted to the search engines.
That's true.
Their URLs would be clean, keyword-rich, descriptive, something like positiveplanet.com/of dog food organic, grain-free. Simple, readable. For internal linking, they'd weave links naturally within their content. So from a blog post titled, say, The Best Eco-Friendly Dog Products for a Greener Home, they'd link to specific product pages using relevant anchor text like durable chew toys or organic dog kibble.
Connecting the content.
Right. They'd incorporate outbound links by referencing maybe scientific studies on pet nutrition on their blog posts, or reports from environmental organizations about sustainable materials, maybe articles from trusted veterinary journals about pet health, backing up their claims.
Building trust.
Exactly. And crucially, they would invest heavily in page speed, making sure their product images are compressed, their hosting is fast, aiming for those sub 2.5-second load times. Super vital for e-commerce where every millisecond can affect a sale.
Absolutely.
And finally, they'd consistently create that genuinely helpful, high-quality content. Things like detailed guides on choosing the right organic food for your breed, or maybe deeply researched articles on the environmental impact of pet ownership and how to reduce it. This is where they show their unique voice and provide real value.
That paints a really clear picture for the on-page strategy. Very detailed, very integrated. So once Positive Planet has their website really optimized like that, what about their off-page strategy? How do they build that broader authority?
Okay, so for off-page, Positive Planet would be very proactive. First, they'd submit to search engines right away after launching new product categories or publishing significant new blog posts. Get Google to index that fresh content quickly. They'd meticulously ensure they are listed in local directories if they had any local presence, maybe a small local delivery zone, or they attend farmers markets. They'd make sure their name, address, mphone, NAP info is perfectly consistent across Google Business Profile, Yelp, maybe local pet resource sites.
Even if they're mostly online.
Yeah, if there's any local angle, nail that consistency. For social media, they'd lean heavily into that 80-20 rule. They'd mostly share tips on pet health, sustainable living practices for pet owners, fun pet activities, maybe heartwarming adoption stories. That's the 80% helpful stuff.
Value first.
Value first. Then, occasionally, they'd promote a new product launch, a seasonal sale, a special offer that's the 20%. For video, they could create really engaging YouTube tutorials like how to switch your dog to an organic diet smoothly, or maybe DIY sustainable pet toy ideas from household items, and then embed those videos directly on the relevant blog posts on their site to boost engagement and dwell time.
Smart. Cross-platform use.
Totally. And crucially, for earning backlinks, they would focus hard on content PR. They might reach out to a popular pet lifestyle blog and offer a guest post, maybe titled The Hidden Environmental Paw Print, What Every Pet Owner Should Know. And in that post, they could naturally link back to their own original research on eco-friendly materials or maybe a unique data set they compiled, providing value to other sites' audience.
Earning the link.
Earning it. They'd also actively engage in forums and communities, places like Reddit's R-Dogs, or maybe Ver Zero Waste, Quora questions about pet care, niche Facebook groups for eco-conscious pet owners. Here, they wouldn't spam links. They'd provide genuinely helpful, expert answers, subtly establishing their expertise on sustainable pet care. This consistent value provision would organically lead people to seek out their site and maybe even link to their valuable resources themselves.
So it works together.
Exactly. These aren't isolated efforts. They
Yeah.
build on each other, creating this strong, visible, and trusted online presence that genuinely serves its specific audience.
Wow. What an incredibly insightful deep dive. It's so clear that SEO isn't, a quick fix or some kind of shortcut. It's a genuine, ongoing commitment. It's about building visibility, credibility, and ultimately a stronger, more authentic connection with your customers. When you approach it strategically, really understanding both the technical bits and the human elements, it truly is the gift that keeps giving, driving consistent, relevant traffic to your business, helping you grow smarter, not just harder.
And this really raises, I think, an important question for you, the listener, to ponder. Given that Google's fundamental mission, its whole reason for being, is to deliver the most relevant and helpful content to its users, how can you consistently put yourself in your customer's shoes? How can you truly think like a user, not just like a business owner trying to sell something to really win the SEO game?
That's a great point.
Beyond all the technical tactics we've discussed today, it's about that continuous learning, adapting your content to anticipate their needs, and relentlessly striving to serve your audience better than anyone else. That deep empathy, that understanding, that's your ultimate SEO superpower.
Absolutely. Well, we hope this deep dive empowers you to start implementing these strategies with renewed focus and see your business truly climb those search rankings, bringing your incredible products and services directly to the people who need them most. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.